Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we recently, as of this publishing, we did a video about just discussing our targets, our future targets, and what it's going to look like when we combine finances. And in the time since we filmed that video, we have combined finance.
We decided to just do it.
We just did it. So what that means is now it is time for us to go through and
put everything on the figuring it out budget onto the real
budget.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's time to combine. This is really all the card. Like, she's an authorized user on my most used credit card. We're joint owners on the checking account. All the things all the bills are swapped up, which means now we need the budget to reflect reality.
Yes.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling a lot of feelings about that. It's I would say kind of a steep learning curve because I resisted YNAB for so long because it wasn't compatible with the bank I had previously been using. So I'm learning system for a new bank, system for a new budget, and just like a whole different philosophical system for using money. I told you just right before we started recording that one of the things that I think is going to really throw me for a loop is that the way that I keep track of what I'm spending on a day-to-day basis before this was I would just check my bank account balance, which means nothing anymore because all of our expenses go on a credit card and then they get paid off in one lump sum at the end of the month. And we also, have a lot more buffer built into the checking account, which is not something that I had going on. My checking account, when it was just me, was very slim.
It had spikes, hills and valleys. So I do all my spending on credit cards, pay them all off at the end of the statement, and use those points for travel is my focus. So that was, I think, a hard shift for Shay to be like, are you sure you want me to put this on the credit card? Because credit cards, when you don't have a lot of money, mean something very different, I think.
Yeah.
For me, credit cards used to mean something credit cards were last resort.
Yeah. And my philosophy with credit cards is I would only ever use them on very small reoccurring monthly purchases, and that was the way that I built my credit score throughout my early 20s. So the thought of putting day-to-day spending on credit cards usually to me means that something's wrong. So that's going to be...
Yeah, and we have, so what we have right now is we have one card that is our daily spender. We use that for everything. And then I have several other cards that I use. We have one credit card that right now just has our gym membership on it. That's the only thing on that card. And then I have a credit card that I'm using now just for fun money, which again isn't a lot, as you'll soon see. And then we've kept Shay's credit cards she has a credit card that just pays for Spotify membership. She has a credit card that just pays Patreon and the New York Times. So they have very small things and they just get paid off automatically monthly. And we've already actually gone through and put those things in, those cards are in the budget already, so that's already accounted for. Yeah. And they're already on a full statement, a pay statement every month.
Yep.
And so her credit can just keep it rocking. Her credit's actually even better than mine because I had some debt in my past that she's never really had to deal with. So truly, by our forces combined, we might take over the world.
We just might.
But first, we have to take over this budget. You like that?
Yes. Sure.
You said yes first, and then you changed it to sure. Woo! Okay, so if you haven't seen the other video, what we did was we had this other budget up here that was our planning. So we were going through, we were just planning what does life look like when we combine finances. If you're new, we have a decent income gap. I have been in my career for about 7 years, and I make a decent amount of money now. I'm in data analytics, and we get paid fairly. Shay is an administrator at a school and an actor, and they get paid less fairly, even though we could very much argue that her job is harder than mine. That's just the way it is. So,
I get paid in vibes.
She's paid in vibes and good times.
Yeah, basically.
And exposure.
Not exposure.
And free dance class. But we needed to make sure that our targets and things added up correctly before we combined finances, so we weren't hit with big surprises at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So right now we're actually a little bit over. We may have to do a little bit more wiggling after we combine everything, but that's okay. The goal is $46.70, just so you all know. That's our barest minimum, the least amount of money either one of us makes in a month.
Yeah.
Combined. So this, I'm going to take this budget and I'm going to put it on my other monitor so we can see it, but now unfortunately you cannot. So the biggest thing that was, I think the biggest adjustment, would have been a big adjustment for us either way, and that is the fact that our rent has gone up. At the end of this month, we will start a new lease, and they have raised our rent. Welcome to New York, you know?
Yeah.
So it's also that this was not our rent before. It's not this to the next number you're about to see. This is what the portion of our rent that I was paying before.
Yeah.
So Shay was contributing to the rent. So it's not a $1,000 jump, I promise. It is about a $300 jump.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
Big old bummer.
Big old bummer. I hate that. Okay.
But you know, I was doing the math, and we are actually still within the range, I think, that you're supposed to be spending on rent.
Yeah, no, we're
not rent burdened, which is we're very grateful for.
The things that it cut into when we adjusted this target in our, here we can pull it over.
Yeah.
The things that this new rent number cut into were things like our sinking funds and our giving and travel and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that we are not like, yeah, we're fine. We're whiny, but we're fine. Okay, rent, good. Rock Fitness is our gym. That's staying the same.
Yes, it is.
Hulu, I have actually downgraded us to, it is. It's $7.99. I've downgraded us. So, it used to be $14.99 because I was paying for the no ads, and Shay has reminded me that that's very silly.
Not that it's not silly, but, you know, they just raised their prices, and we can still get Hulu with ads for less monies. So.
And then before we do that, I need to add, where is it? Shay contributes to a Patreon that comes out on the 1st, and that is 7 bananas. Why did it do that?
Technically speaking, it was part of my my giving category. I don't know if that makes any difference.
I don't know if it does either. We can discuss later.
Yeah.
Renter's insurance is now $10.84. I think I did go through and do some of this in October, and now that's why it's doing that.
Yeah.
That went down a little because we each had a renter's insurance policy, and we looked at them, we compared, we decided we liked mine better, and then I looked at mine, and the amount of coverage we had was
more than we needed.
Way more than we needed.
Yeah.
So I just bumped it down a little, and that saved us like $1 some a month. That's all I got. Verizon is my phone bill. It's gone down from $120 to $81. iCloud is going to go up by $1.
Yes.
Because
I also have iCloud.
Shay has iCloud also. She's a person. Oh, but except it changes it. The iCloud, that changes it to the 5th. Because Shay's is due on the 5th, so I just want to have both of them done by then. Put that there. And that's just for, I like to have iCloud because I don't like to keep all my photos on my phone, but I also don't want them to go away forever. And I also am not going to plug my phone into my computer and take photos up. It's 2023. I don't do that. And Shay has iCloud because
I have a phone that's ancient, and if I didn't, I would be able to keep like 5 photos total.
She has an old phone, and I would like to say on purpose.
Yes.
She could easily have a newer phone and chooses not to.
Yeah.
Because she's an old lady.
I think they're bad, and they're built to break. And I'm right about that.
Spotify. I get Spotify for free through my job, which is, listen, while it may not be the most expensive of my benefits, it is one of my favorites.
There we go.
And that is, you can see this uncategorized transaction up here. That is Spotify. So it's $11.69 a month.
And that is my unlimited plan.
Why are you yelling at us, girl? What's wrong? Come here. You want to be famous? Willow's here.
She's so lucky. She's a star, but she cries with a lonely heart thinking.
Okay. Renter's insurance good. iCloud storage good. Verizon staying the same. Spotify now has a target.
Mm-hmm.
Con Ed. Okay, so Con Edison is our electricity company.
Yep.
They're evil and we hate them. But what I have been doing is saving $65 a month in perpetuity for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the winter, when we aren't using as much electricity, it just builds up. And then in the summer, the idea was to have a bunch left over in the summer, but I started this like way too late in the year for it. It had a little bit of impact, I think, for the first the first two cycles in the summer, and then now it's September and it's still 90 degrees out, and it's not there still.
Yeah.
But we are going to continue that practice, but now it is going to be us all together. So I think the minimum target for this one, I think we decided, what is it, 150? Does that still feel good? So then during the winter it'll build up, because those bills are much smaller in the winter.
Way smaller.
Yeah. So does 150 feel like a good number?
Yeah. I feel like 150 may even be more than we need.
I would love for that to be the case.
And so if we get through next year and see that it's more than we need, then...
Fios, I was already paying the whole Fios bill. Done. And then
you refused to charge me for it, and I'm still a little bit salty about that.
I feel bad for you.
I would tell her all the time. I'd be like, what do I owe you for Fios? And then she would tell me a fake number. She'd be like, $5. And I'd be like, I know that's not my half.
I'd say there was a coupon. It was free. And then for a while it actually was free.
Yeah.
We got a gift card from Verizon for signing up for Fios, and it was free it was for quite some time.
Yeah, quite some time.
I mean, it wasn't free. They just gave us the money to pay it, which was really nice of them. I wish they'd do it again. But it was like 6 months, so I'll take that. This is $4 for the New York Times.
I like my New York Times digital subscription.
And she really, this was the first thing I cut way back in the day, because I was paying for the New York Times and I'd never read it. But I'll wake up in the morning, and some people will scroll through TikTok or scroll through Facebook or whatever in the morning, and she's reading the Times on her phone. So she gets joy out of that.
Call me old-fashioned.
YNAB is the same. Costco is the same. Student loans, unfortunately, the same. Reimbursement parking is going to get a lot more use now. You see it's actually negative right now. Shay takes the train out of state, it's like an hour, to go to work once a week, and then they reimburse her for those train tickets. So this is like a week behind, and then I'll probably, throughout, we'll probably add a little bit more money to this, so that way it doesn't ever go negative, you know? But for now it is.
Yes.
Cat food is the same. I think all the cat stuff is the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the cat stuff is the same. Because they still cost the same no matter what we do. In this budget, we cut clothing because it was going to go to our personal money. Right?
Yeah.
Is that a real thing? Okay, let's leave it for now and we'll come back to it when we're doing the juge. We're supposed to also be talking about the categories though, aren't we? Cat food. We pay for dry food. It's nice, good quality dry food, grain-free. We have kittens, as you saw, and we have our big boy Harvey. So we're buying 2 different kinds of fancy dry food, which is already not cheap. And then the kittens are also eating wet food in the mornings right now. But now that they're a little bit bigger and a little bit more independent, we're going to start weaning them off of that because that stuff is expensive.
They're going to be so angry.
Yeah, they love that stuff. Cat litter, self-explanatory. Meow Box is a little subscription box that we get once a quarter that has toys and treats, and they're a wonderful company from Canada, and I love them.
Yes.
And they send 3 or 4 little toys and a little bag of treats, and the cats freaking love it.
They love it
They're
so
obsessed.
much.
Cat fixtures is for cat things that are not consumable. Like this was a auto feeder and litter genie bags. I guess the litter genie bags, because we're not getting into it. Insurance for the cats, because do they have targets in October?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Perfect. I don't judge you if you don't have pet insurance, but I've seen what happens if you don't have it. I had an ex-girlfriend who one time her cat just had a freak home accident, and her cat was just standing directly behind someone, and her leg got stepped on accident, just a pure accident, and it cost thousands of dollars to repair her leg. And she was a very young cat. She's very healthy now, totally worth the expenditure, but insurance would have paid for most of that, and it said they had to come up with it themselves. which was not fun.
Yeah.
So
and our cats
are little and crazy.
Our cats are pulling some stuff that defies the laws of physics.
And like one single accident makes all this worth it.
Yeah.
You know? And also my peace of mind makes it much worth it as well. Cat travel has been kind of a flexible category that we've still been deciding what exactly that means. In the beginning, when we first got the kittens, way back in the day, a few months ago, they had a lot of vet appointments and stuff because, you know, they're babies. And so we had to go to the vet and they had to get vaccines, they had to get spayed and neuter, they had to go through all that stuff. And we were using it for that. And now we are using it for...
When we travel
and we need to pay someone to watch the cats.
Yes.
When there's travel and we need to think about cats in any way, that's what this category is for.
Yes.
So I paid $25 for my little brother to watch the cats because we went to Connecticut. And then kitten incident is the cat emergency fund, which we will fund this up to.
Yes.
Sorry, it's new.
That's the point of this video, is that we
are going to fund this up to $500,
yes,
which is the deductible for their insurance. So if there is ever an accident, then we have that $500 ready to go, and we can just do what we need to do.
We're not funding our deductible, but we're funding the cat's deductible.
Yes, we are.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe.
I
don't remember.
You said that with such confidence.
Well, I was. No, we stopped. Oh, we'll get there. Okay, now we're back. Okay, clothing, in the planning budget, we cut it, because I think we had said that we wanted to do clothing out of our personal budgets, but I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
We'll come back to it when we're discussing more.
All right.
Date night, we had to pare down to $175.
Yes.
Which is not crazy, not a huge deduction.
Nope. We cut lots of things just a little bit.
Lots of things a little bit.
Yes.
Groceries now, where I was doing 80 a week, and now it's going to be the 125 every week. I changed that. That's now 125 a week.
Got it.
Vitamins and supplements, I just throw $20 at that a month for protein, vitamins, things like that. Haircut, we're going to change to $60 a month, and then that will roll over. And I get a haircut every month or so. And then that extra $20 will just keep rolling, and then Shay will get a haircut whenever she feels like it. Household consumables. Oh, I did a copy of this budget back in the day. We did $30 a month. Most things are going up. Some things are going down. Most things are going up. Household fixtures was $20 a month. I had it at $40, but had to cut somewhere.
Yep.
So the difference between these two, household consumables, are things in the house that we consume.
Such as toilet paper.
Toilet paper, deodorant.
As suggested by the emoji.
Toilet paper, deodorant, paper towels, very, very rarely, dish soap, things like that.
Stuff. Yeah.
Household fixtures is stuff like, Shay does a lot of sewing and upholstery projects, so like fabric, furniture, things like that. And we don't have any, we have a lot of things that we would like right now, but we're just kind of I think we're going to let this category just build for a little while.
Yeah, hopefully. Before we make another big purchase.
Yeah. And then I think, so then I feel like what's the difference between personal care and household consumables when we are combined? For me, they were split out because they were different things in my mind. But I think now that we're combined, I don't think they're different things. I feel like toothpaste would be a household consumable.
Yeah.
And that's
shampoo that we both use would be a household consumable.
Yeah, so I think personal care goes away.
Okay.
Does that track?
Yeah.
Are we on the same line of thought?
Yes.
Great.
And then
we'll put it in
all of your fancy hair care stuff.
That'll come out of my fun money.
All my fancy skincare stuff.
That'll be our fun money. We also need to have a conversation about what fun money means, because
there's a lot of gray area, and we just have to figure out exactly where it starts and stops.
Yeah. Transportation. $120 a month. I work from home almost entirely, and Shay has to go to Connecticut and go to rehearsal, and she travels out of the house a lot more than I do.
Yep.
So there's no. Okay, and then we just need to add 2 more categories, or 1 more. So the fun money categories. We are just going to transfer this money out of this account and into our separate fun money accounts, so we can do whatever we want with it, honestly. What did we decide? $150 a month. Okay, I need to, while I'm still thinking about it, turn off my auto transfer. So I'm gonna do that real quick and cut this out of the video. Okay, so how the fun money is gonna work is we are going to each get $150 a month, which for some people probably feels like a lot.
Yeah.
So what?
I don't know. I like nice things. I feel like I'm gonna burn through that so fast.
I think so as well.
I'm gonna do like $150 purchase every month and have that be like my thing.
That's not good.
No, I know.
But what we're gonna do is fund this probably either in chunks or as much as we can, and then just send it out to our own personal accounts. Mm-hmm. Like I have a separate checking account. She has a separate checking account, and we'll spend from there. Just that way, we can just spend and not have to think about it too much. I, of course, have a fun money budget because I am who I am. She is not who I am. She doesn't want to tell me every single time she buys a pretzel.
Yes.
Transportation is here. Perfect. Okay, and then we are actually creating a whole new category group. This is what it's called right now. Do you want to name it something more fun?
No.
Being an actor's not cheap.
No, it's not. You gotta spend money to make money.
Okay, so...
We forgot something.
What did we forget?
We forgot therapy. Therapy is not in the budget anywhere.
Yes, it is.
It is?
It is.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's there. I just forgot to put it in.
Okay.
It's in bills. I just missed it. I don't know how I missed it. Oh, because it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops. We'll go back to bills. We did. Whoops. Can't forget that. Should we put this at the top so we don't forget to fund it? Or no, because it comes out at the end of the month, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that here. And that is, for the total month, is $161 by the end of the month. Good catch. We almost forgot therapy. That would be bad.
Yes, it would.
Okay, Wix is Shay's website. If anyone would like to hire her for acting, please drop it below in the comments.
I don't suck, I promise. She
doesn't suck. I wouldn't be with her if she sucked. $213.95 a year for the website and domain name. Actors Access. Explain to the people what Actors Access is, darling.
Actors Access is a gigantic database / audition online platform. And you pay a fee to be able to submit to all of the projects that post their audition openings on Actors Access.
There we go. And then dance class. She likes to take dance class every once in a while, but we don't really have like a specific budget for it as of yet, but we will work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's close these because I'm getting overwhelmed. We have done, this doesn't exist anymore, sinking funds. We've made some adjustments to the sinking funds. Not a ton.
Just a little.
Just a little. $50 a month towards dental stays because your girl's getting some dental work done, and we know about that. Gifts was originally a total target by end of year, but I think I'm going to change it to monthly savings builder. And we're going to we dropped it down a little bit to $75 a month. Giving, we unfortunately dropped down to $10 a month. But I just kind of been letting it build right now because I don't have any real plans for it, so I suppose that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then medical, we did take the target off. I don't remember doing that, but I mean, it's also not like major. We could just do the end of this month and then turn it off for next month and we have $200 just sitting there in case we need a prescription or something.
Yeah. I just think it's hilarious.
What is so funny?
That we are fully funding the deductible for our cats and we're not funding the deductible for ourselves. That's peak lesbian cat mom energy.
Okay, so Shay's Roth IRA. As you can see, my Roth IRA, I fund when I can. I throw a couple bucks at it whenever I have an opportunity to. Mm-hmm. I have a retirement plan through my employer that they match 5% of my income. So I put in 5%, they match 5%. Shay does not have that.
No, I don't.
So her only retirement contributions are
my Roth IRA.
Her Roth IRA.
Yes.
So we're starting with 50. That's what she's been doing on her own, and then I would think we should try to
max it
out at some point. But that's like a big jump.
Yes.
So we'll work
definitely
on it.
A big jump.
We'll work on it.
We will get there.
And then vision, I set a target for. Instead of setting a target for time, I'm just going to put a monthly savings builder of $15 a month. I just got these, and they're great, and they're fine, and they don't cost.
See, I just got
Actors
a
Access.
notification from Actors Access letting me know.
What are they?
Sundance Short Film Festival.
Ooh. $15 a month because these glasses are fine. They're not super expensive. It's going to be a while before I need new ones. That'll do the job, I think. And then computer replacement, I moved into my personal budget, my fund money. So we just take that out of there. Credit card payments. Shouldn't be anything surprising there. We do need to fund these and this.
Do we need to fund it if we're already budgeting for it?
Yes,
elsewhere?
because they had charges already, so we have to fund for these things.
Okay.
And we have the money too, so I'm just gonna do it right now.
Okay, great.
Great. So now it's accounted for. When your payment goes through, it's all there. And then the new stuff will get added as things go, since that was the budget, or that was the balance before we got on there. So now this whole category should have 0 underfunded. That is the case.
Yay.
And all is well. Vacation, I believe, is exactly the same. Didn't change any of that. Yeah. Fantastic. Savings.
Oh, we have to talk about putting my savings in with your savings.
Yeah.
Especially for the wedding.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Where is it right now?
It is in my old, regular savings account.
Okay.
We will be making withdrawals on a semi-regular basis for things that are wedding expenses that we're paying as we go.
That's true. So it would be kind of
because I just bought all of our stuff for the save the dates.
That's true. All right. So then, do you want to just transfer it over and we'll just put it on the line and because it's going to be in and out a lot, so high yield savings may not be very beneficial. Anyway, we can just transfer the money over for the wedding from your savings into the checking account, and it'll be there.
Awesome.
And we'll have it. We can spend it whenever we need it.
Yep.
Want to do that right now?
Sure.
We can put that transaction in right now. You guys can watch our budget blow up.
Whoa.
I don't actually know who it is. Okay, so what I have to do is Venmo you all of this money, right? That's the fastest way to do it? You can do a transfer, right?
Okay, so we've transferred in Shay's money for the wedding savings. Yeah. And household is just a wish list. So that is.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't really talk about our vacation categories.
No.
TSA pre-check. We have it and we like it and we'll continue to have it for the rest of our lives. Passport renewal. Eventually, have to renew our passports. Did we change the target on that? When does your passport expire?
2027.
Oh, I think we did do this. Look at, it's up to 300.
Yeah.
So we did change it. All right, 300. You know, thinking ahead, 2027. Got to get on it. Oh, no, now we're behind.
No.
TSA pre-check, I was already budgeting for both of us because I paid for both of us in the first place because Shay only got it because I wanted her to wait in line with me when we were traveling. Now we don't wait in line at all.
It's true.
Because it's so fast.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah, we take that security line at a brisk walk, and we don't have to take our shoes off.
Don't have to take our shoes off. Or your laptop out of the bag.
Which is so prime.
Which is wicked.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our new budget.
Yeah.
Total monthly goals, it says $47.59 because September is a 5-week month, which means that I get paid 5 times. So there's an extra grocery week. So that I'm fine with. October is where we should really look. We're over.
By
$62.18.
Okay, we can cut $60.
$62.18.
Yeah. First thing to go, I would say the clothing category.
That's to be the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it's $80 a month.
Almost the whole thing.
No, that'll be all of it. $62. This is $80. That'll be all of it. Or do you want to cut it down?
Yeah, we cut it down.
Oh, I was talking about cutting it. How much?
Let's cut it down to 40.
$22.18. What does that do in September? I see. So we should change the targets in September.
Okay. And I also think that we can start spending less on cat food for their wet food now. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly.
I think next time we buy cat food, it's going to be the less expensive. We just cut this down like $20.
Yeah.
Cut it down to $80 for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then... Okay, we did it. that was so much easier than I anticipated. Did we forget something? Like, that felt super easy.
No, I think we already kind of did this once, and so it was a lot easier.
I'm looking at the other budget and cutting it down to make sure that...
Mm-hmm. At all the...
$46.77. So what's different?
It's
different because we've been funding everything all along.
Yeah.
So, like, it thinks we need more for Harvey's insurance than we do. It thinks we need more for pre-check and passport renewal than we do, and stuff like that. Okay. Costco. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Okay.
We did it.
Pleasure doing business with you. All right.
Yeah.
That was our categories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what we can do is we can go in and boop, put this in for realsies. We didn't have a category for it before, so I was like, we have to wait. Spotify, approve. This little bit of money you see at the top is Shay had some checks, some reimbursements from before this budget. So for me, it's extra money.
Yes.
This is October.
It's money.
Okay, so Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Fix that. You can get a bonus little budget tease at the end of this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think we should just fund reimbursement parking so that way when you get reimbursed, it's just rolling on that money?
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's the move. I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
So what do we do with the 77 buckaroonies?
California trip is what I would say.
Killer.
Or our own medical expenses.
Never. California trip.
Tune in on Friday when you get to see us budget
Both of our paychecks
both
at
of
the
our
same
paychecks
time.
for the first time ever. Sorry.
That's all from us. Hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed. If you have any questions about the categories or how we use them, drop a comment below.
Heck yeah.
And as always, let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see from us.